the strongest, most disciplined, most effective military in the history of the world, but that we also lead with the strength of our ideas and the power of our example. And we believe in an America where no matter who you are or what you look like or where you come from or who you love, you can pursue your own happiness and you can make it. This coming Thursday night, not last Thursday. This coming Thursday night, I will offer you what I believe is a better path forward.
Yeah.
A path that will grow this economy and create more good jobs and strengthen our middle class and create ladders where everybody's going to work hard to get into the middle class. And the good news is, you're going to get to choose which path we take. You can go with what you heard last Thursday.
Come on.
No. You can choose it. You can choose their plan to give massive new tax cuts to folks who already made it.
No, my phone sucks, so I can't take a picture.
Which is to keep the tax cuts on every American who is still trying to make it.
Videotaping it, so.
Back in 2008, I promised to cut taxes for middle-class families. I've cut taxes by a total of about $3,600 for the typical family.
Thank you.
Wanting to make sure the taxes aren't raised a single time on your family's first $250,000 of income, which, by the way, means for 98% of Americans and 97% of small businesses, they won't see their income taxes go up. To China and India and Germany and other countries, or whether we fight to keep those jobs here in Iowa. My father's experience, he likes to talk about his private sector experience. Well, a lot of it was investing in companies that were called pioneers in the business of outsourcing jobs. I don't believe in outsourcing, I believe in insourcing. Yeah. Was about to go under, he said, let Detroit go bankrupt. I bet all American workers in American manufacturing, which is why the American auto industry has come roaring back. I want to stop giving tax breaks to companies that are shipping jobs overseas. I want to start reward companies that are creating jobs right here in Sioux City. Right here in the United States of America. Jobs all across this state, other states across the Midwest. My opponent would put those jobs at risk, the jobs that Ron was talking about. He put them at risk by ending tax credits for wind energy producers. He said these new sources of energy are imaginary. And Mr. Ryan called them a fad. You just saw Roddy, he was pretty real to me. He's been in the wind energy business for nearly 20 years. He and his wife Tara now have 27 employees. Nearly 7,000 jobs in Iowa depend on the wind industry. Yeah. It's time to stop giving a $4 billion taxpayer subsidy to oil companies that are making money every time you go to the pump. college here at Iowa? Well, you know, a young person asked my opponent, hoping to go to college, how he could help me. He said, you know what, borrow money from your parents. That's not an answer. I guess it is an answer. It's not a good answer. So young people who are hoping to go to college or start a business. Well, my view is America has to lead once again when it comes to educating our kids and training our workers for the jobs of tomorrow. Yeah. Let's help more young people afford the kind of education they can get here in Morningside. Let's help more young people and some not so young people go to community colleges and get trained in the skills that employers are looking for right now. A tax credit for middle-class families trying to send their kids to college, up to $10,000 over 4 years in college tuition. And because I believe that in America, higher education is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity that every family should be able to afford. And you know what? It is up to you whether we go back to a healthcare system that lets insurance companies who to cover it, when to cover it, whether they can drive you for your coverage whenever you need it most, or whether we keep moving forward. Cutting costs and covering more people and saving lives. They call it Obamacare. I like that name. To stay on their parents' plans. All grandparents are saving money on their medicine. Women have gained access to preventive care like mammogram. We don't need to refight the battles of the last 4 years. We need to go forward. Woo! Fight for women! Now this November you get to decide the future of this war in Afghanistan. Governor Romney had nothing to say about Afghanistan last week. Didn't mention it. Didn't offer a plan in terms of how he might end the war or if he's not going to end it. He's got to let the American people know. Because by the end of this month, we will have brought 33,000 of our troops home. You know what? I promised I was going to end that war, and we did. I said we'd take out Al-Qaeda and go after Bin Laden, and we did. I put forward a specific plan to bring our troops home from Afghanistan by the end of 2014. We are in the process of doing that right now.
Bring them home!
When I say I'm going to bring them home,
they're coming home.
You know they're going to come home. And as long as I am Commander-in-Chief, when they get home, they know that we will serve our veterans as well as they've served us, because nobody who fights for this country should have to fight for a job or a roof over their head. Issue alteration. Governor Romney and Congress and Ryan, they're going to take us backwards. You know, the story of America is going forward. That's what we do. We go forward. You will have the opportunity in 2 months to choose a path that will lead us to a better future.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, over the next 2 months, the other side will spend more money than we have ever seen in our lifetimes. the same thing they said a few nights ago. Economy's doing bad, it's Obama's fault. They won't tell you their plan because they know their plan won't work. Now, go figure that raising tax on middle-class families to pay for a tax cut for me and Mr. Romney is not going to fly too well. So what they're counting on is if they can just feed enough negative information out there, you will get so discouraged that at some point you'll decide your vote doesn't matter. That you can't compete with the $10 million checks from wealthy donors. Well, you know what? I'm counting on something different. I'm counting on you.
You got it.
First of all, if you're not already registered, I need you to register and vote. Young people who are in the audience, you know who you are. You need to go to gottaregister.com. Now that is not got to. It's gotta. G-O-T-T-A register.com. Make sure you're registered to vote. Then you can go to gottavote.com. It's not got to vote. Gotta vote. To find out how to cast your ballot early. Because here in Iowa, you don't have to wait until November 6th to vote. You can be among the first to vote in this election starting on September 27th. The reason you got to register and you got to vote is because we got more work to do.